Outgrowing friends when you've entered a new phase in your life? How did you navigate through?
Oh, I am so ready to talk about this. Let's talk about it. So I outgrew friends from high school and from college. But first, let's start with the college ones. So my friends from college, I was a different person back when I was in school. I was a people pleaser. I didn't really know who I was. I, was very lonely, so I just would do anything just to have friends. And the friends that I had weren't even real friends because they just basically used me to their advantage as like an opportunity, as whatever. Anyway, so when I dropped out of school and I came home, did a lot of soul searching, did a lot of healing, I realized that I no longer wanted to have those types of friends where I'm constantly giving and giving and giving and I'm barely being reciprocated in return. So I realized it's not, it wasn't worth it anymore. And I realized that when you outgrow certain friends, when you go through a personal transformation, the version of yourself that was energetically aligned with those friends because of the version that you were, when you evolve and elevate, you're no longer aligned with them. So you vibrate out of each other's lives because you became a different person. And also, didn't want to go and also you kind of realize that certain friends that you had weren't really your friends because of how they treated you. You didn't see it then, but when you see it when you're up here, you're like, oh no, I can't go back because it was false. But let's go to high school friends. The high school friends, they were there for me throughout high school and really helped me and everything. But then we went on to college and kind of just went our separate ways and we weren't speaking as much, and we still were kind of friends, we still were connected, but it just wasn't the same because we weren't seeing each other for a while. And then finally it got to a point where I started going through a lot of difficult things and I started reaching out to these friends for help, but they were going through their own personal issues as well, and they weren't able to to really help me and give me that emotional support that they wanted to because they had their own issues going on. And I respect that, that's fine. But then over time, it just kind of got like a habit and a pattern of them just not showing up emotionally when I needed them. And eventually it got to a point where they stopped reaching out, they stopped checking in, they stopped, I was the main one that was reaching out and putting things together and everything. And I intuitively was feeling that we were growing apart because the only thing we had in common was our past. We became totally different people. And then we had a moment where we kind of all got together and we just basically just realized that the dynamic was different, okay? Because I feel that where I am in my life and what I'm going through and dealing with, they can't relate, they can't understand. So instead of them being here, they kind of just fled and kind of just kept their distance. And now it's just it is what it is. Okay, part two, to how I navigated outgrowing certain friends. The first part about it was acceptance. Was me accepting that I'm outgrowing my friends, the friends that I love, the friends that I care about, the friends that we share memories with. We have had years of our life that were memorable. And it's having to accept that who we were then and who we are now are totally different people, as we should be different people. But knowing that because we're different people, that now our need for friendship is different. We need friendships that align with who we are, not who we were. So it's accepting that growth and change is inevitable, okay? When you grow and when you change, you transform into a different person. You're at a different maturity level. You are at a different emotional level. You're at a different level spiritually. That your spirit is no longer aligning with people that you used to align with in a different phase of your life. That's the biggest part of it. Having to accept that things are different now. When you can accept that things are different, then it will pretty much help to alleviate that pain and grief when it comes to having to let go of friends. Because of course with friendships, you are going to grieve those friendships a little bit, to whatever degree. It's okay for you to be a little bit sad. It's okay for you to be upset or be disappointed because these friends that you thought that you were going to keep for a long time it's just not aligning. It's just not working out for you to have them in your life anymore. And also is accepting that if your friends truly wanted and valued your friendship, they would put more effort into it. And that's another thing too. is that yes, in previous years we saw each other a lot, we would hang out a lot, but now things are different. Now their priorities have shifted, and now there are different people in their life that are of more of a priority, and you have kind of like shifted away from their priorities. So basically it's saying that even they have transformed, even they maybe no longer value the friendship like they used to, because really it takes two to tango. And a lot of times what can happen is that you can already feel the friendship starting to pull away. You can feel you guys starting to drift apart. You feel it. You definitely feel it. And when that happens, basically you have to just be okay with changes in your life. Be okay with loving people from a distance. It's not like you hate them. It's not like you guys are never going to be friends again. It's just like, I love you, but we have to just kind of love each other from a distance. And it's also allowing more room for people that are more aligned with you to be in your life now.